Good morning, Miami. Welcome. This is Miami Community Newspapers, and welcome to Women Show. Today with me is Valentina Hernandez, and she is the founder of Sana Skin Studio. Salon or studio?
Studio.
Studio. And I, this has like been a I've been dying to get you here because I went to Sana, which is in Wynwood, in November of last year. And we'll let Valentina give the whole talk about Sana, but I every month I say I'm not going to do it. This month is going to be my last month, and I can't bring myself to do it because it is so amazing. So
yeah, it's a self-care ritual.
it really
you deserve it.
So let's talk about what Sana is. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so Sana is a skin studio, and it's really the aim of it is to shift people's relationship with your skin and your products through clean skincare, through real guidance, and through goal-driven facials. And more than a skincare studio, we're really a movement towards healthier skin and self-love. That's really our mission when it comes down to it. And how I came up with it, really, it was just it was something that I was personally craving in Miami, and I didn't have anywhere to turn in terms of guidance when it came to skincare. I'm not an esthetician myself. That's the question that I always get asked. Are you an esthetician? Is that why you started it? I'm actually not. And I actually kind of came up with the idea through the consumer perspective because I've always loved skincare. And growing up, most teenagers, I struggled with my skin. And my mom always had perfect skin. And so I didn't really have anyone to turn to in terms of what do I do. And so I kind of just started learning everything on my own. I started Googling and this and that, but I never had that guidance. And with that, I really became obsessed with skincare products and their founders and their stories and all of that. It just became just such a nice ritual for me as well. I loved, in the evening applying my skincare, and my skin just started getting better. And then when I got engaged, I started getting facials for the first time. And there was like another love story. I was like, wow, this is like massages, but on your face, and it makes your skin better. This is incredible. But at the same time, I never really identified to the experience of getting a facial because it was either sort of I would have to go to a hotel and get like a $300 facial, and you came out like, oh my gosh. Or you would go to like an esthetician's home, but there was no brand experience. And so there was nothing really in between in which I could go every single month and feel really good and really relate to the place and the experience and the products that were being sold. So that's kind of where I started with this idea for Sana. And then the last piece of the puzzle that really pushed me to start this concept was one day that I was watching a documentary about sort of the dark side of the beauty industry and how unregulated it is, especially in the US. And so I started Googling all of my skincare products. And especially I remember I Googled one of my cleansers that I had been using for 15 years. I just, it worked for me and I never strayed from it. And I remember finding some ingredients, in a simple Google search that were really controversial, that were found in like breast cancer, tumors, and all this stuff. And I couldn't believe it. And I got really angry, I remember. And so I started calling my friends and my mom, and do you guys know about this? And nobody really knew. And so that was the last piece of the puzzle to make me want to start this concept in which we are redefining the skincare experience. So not only are our facials meant to fit into your life, so they're 30 minutes, 50 minutes, and 70 minutes. So and they range from $55 to $165. So it's really meant to be able to work for anyone, whatever budget or time they have. And also our membership, which is $85 a month for a 50-minute signature facial, was really meant to create a ritual for you to take care of yourself every month. Because just like you say, that
Yes, everything you're saying is exactly what I thought about when I went there and experienced my first facial.
Really?
Because we love getting facials, but when you go to the hotel, they're like
Yeah.
$200 is the cheapest
It
one.
almost takes the joy out of it.
It does. And
Yeah.
it's not that you can't afford it.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my
It's
gosh.
just not sustainable, as especially as a monthly thing, which I really believe that, we should be taking care of our skin every month.
Yes.
And also something that I've seen, like, now that we're a year in and we have over 600 members, which is amazing. We've really seen that this is not only, obviously beneficial for their skin. And so many people have written to us that their skin has transformed and they love Sana so much. But so many people have written to us that this has been like a lifesaver during this chaotic year, in which they're able to go one day out of the month, take 1 hour out of their month,
This
and
is
really just let go. They're not reachable by email or phone, and just, treat
so
themselves.
true. All of this, it's just like this is I'm that person.
Yes.
And on top of that, like when I went and got my facials, I loved the massage on my face. It just felt so amazing. And that I can go there, I feel safe, it's relaxing. The whole experience is just everything you said is exactly why I'm still doing my membership.
Love it.
And now I've stopped talking myself out of it, trying to talk myself, or
Good.
because it's just, it really is one time a month
Right.
for 1 hour, and I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
And I try to put my phone away, as I've told you, but I can't because the playlists there are so good. And I always have to have my phone because I'm a music person and I'm always using my Shazam app. I don't know if you use that app or not.
Yes, it's
What
great.
is this song? You have curated such a
Thank
great
you.
selection. And it's not the skincare that you see at all the different at all the hotels.
Exactly.
You really curated some really great brands.
Yeah.
The whole vibe is there.
Yeah. So speaking to that, I mean, so one thing that we really wanted to differentiate from us and spas, so that's why we call ourselves a skin studio. It's sort of a more modern approach. We're not a spa. You're not going to come and get undressed and have a 3-hour facial. It's more of something that really fits into your life and is a little bit more modern. And so we do have an open format, and we do have sort of a lively music and a lively vibe, so you can just feel relaxed, but it's not sort of your fountains and birds, spa music that you'll get somewhere else.
True.
It's just sort of a more modern take.
It is.
And so some people have to get used to it at the beginning, but most people love it and
I got
really
it.
relate to it.
I got it the second I walked in. I was
Yeah.
like, this is such a great idea.
Yeah. And we have our playlist available on Spotify. So if anybody wants to check it out.
It's great. I recommend it. I listen to it.
Yeah.
And I love it. So something you touched on that we got to talk about is you opened the month that the pandemic started.
Yes.
What's been that
Crazy.
like? What's that been like?
Yeah. So we opened 3 weeks before we had to shut down.
Incredible.
And that was such a crazy experience, because I remember when we first opened, we had an opening party and it was just a different world that we lived in. We didn't know what was coming for us.
No.
But at the same time, I think it was what it was, and we did the best with what was handed to us. And we kind of focused on, okay, we're closed for 2 months. So what can we do with that time? So we actually built our e-commerce. So we were able to actually grow our audience, because now we are delivering our curation of skincare and wellness to people, all over the US. So that was really great for us. And also we really focused on building community online. And so we really focused on growing our Instagram and providing quality content for them.
You have.
So that they could learn about things and just really remind them of taking care of themselves during that time. But yeah.
And now it's still, I mean, here we are with the numbers crazy, but your girls, they wear the shield, they even wear the
Yes.
mask. It's very safe feeling.
Mhm. Yeah, that's super important to us.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
So what other, I know I wanted to talk about some of the like specials that you do. Like, what are the add-ons? That's what the word that I wanted
Oh,
to use,
yeah.
the add-ons.
Yeah. So, I mean, touching on our facials. So,
Mhm.
I mentioned that we have a 30-minute, 50-minute, and a 70-minute facial,
Mhm.
and they're all customized to your skin and what your skin needs. So, what that means is that they're all goal driven. And something that differentiates us from spas is that we guide you through it. So, our Sana way is that we educate you, because we really want you to walk out from your facial with not only the benefits of what it did to your skin, but also how much you learned about your skin. Because at the end of the day, we want you to become your own skin healer.
Mhm.
That's sort of our mission and our philosophy. And that's why our name, Sana, means to heal in Spanish.
Right.
For those of you that didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's sort of where the name comes from. And
Mhm.
our estheticians, we call them skin healers because that's what we believe they are.
Mhm.
They really are the healers, the change makers.
And they do. They walk out with me after my facial. We talk about the products we
Yeah.
used while they're putting on the ingredients. They talk about, I think I'm going to use, let me look at your skin. You look a little red. I think I'm going to use something that's a little more, gentle healing on your
Right.
skin, soothing. That's the word I
Yes.
was looking
Yes.
for.
Calming.
Calming. And so they'll put that kind of a mask on.
Mhm.
Or if they think I need to be more glowy,
Yeah.
they talk about that. We go outside afterward. Every product is
Right.
discussed, which I love.
Yeah.
Because when you do go to the spa,
You
they're
have
just
no idea what they put on you.
no.
Yeah.
And
that's
I
something
love
that
that.
that's something that I hated, because I would go in there and I would feel relaxed, but I would have no idea the benefits of what got put on my face. So you don't really learn while you're, and
Mhm.
I love to learn. So
I do too. I
think,
love it.
yeah, I think it's so important. And something else is that in our facials, we use many different types of brands that
Mhm.
we actually carry as well.
Mhm.
So it's not just, one facial with one brand,
Right.
because we believe that every skin is different, and you should be able to use from different brands, from
Mhm.
different types of products for your skin to really truly customize.
Mhm.
And then the add-ons you mentioned.
Yes.
So those are meant to customize even more.
Mhm.
So those are meant to be added to your facial. And so they add 10 more minutes to your facial. And they're really goal-driven and effective add-ons.
Mhm.
So we didn't want to have like any fluff add-ons. So our add-ons include, for example, microcurrent, which is,
Yeah.
have you done that one? That's like the
Yes.
electrical pulses.
Yes.
So that one is sort of, if you are having a night out or something and you want to look like really contoured and
Mhm.
just lifted and radiant,
Mhm.
that the microcurrent would be incredible. We also have gua sha massage.
Mhm.
That one is lovely as well. It helps
is.
with like the lymphatic drainage and also like having that radiance in your skin, the lifting effect. We also have double down extractions. So if
Mhm.
you want extra time for your extractions, then that would be a great one for you. And then I always keep forgetting
The red
what
light
ones we
one.
have. Oh yes, the LED. The
Mhm.
LED is lovely.
Yeah. And
So
that's really soothing and healing for the skin
exactly.
too.
That helps boost collagen production.
Mhm.
So they're all really great. And sometimes what our guests do is that they'll book an add-on just
Mhm.
so they reserve the time. And then they'll ask our skin healer which add-on is right for me, which one should I do based on my skin goals. And then they can, customize when you're there.
Yeah.
So
It's I love it. I was going to ask you another question, and it's gone out of my head. You guys are right now located in Wynwood.
We are.
Any plans of expanding?
Yes.
Just like I've asked her this question now a couple of times because it's such an amazing idea.
Yeah, we are expanding. In spring of 2022, we'll be open. So We'll let you guys know soon where it is.
Yeah, I'll help promote it.
Yeah. Love it.
So I have a question. It's people, I'm sure people ask you all the time, what should I do for my skin, Valentina? You have gorgeous skin.
Oh, thank you too.
Thank you. I want to say that I think the most important thing in anything, whether it be skincare, and I've done this through my skincare, is consistency.
Yes, definitely.
Because if we just use the products one or two times,
Yes. And sometimes products take, some weeks to really take effect. And so you have to have a little patience with them.
yeah. Besides being consistent, what would be like the number one product or thing that you recommend for our skin?
Well, so at Sana, we have a 6-step routine.
Yeah.
So I guess, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So we created the 6-step routine to sort of guide people on the steps and the order of how they should be applying their skincare, of what kind of things they should look for in their skincare. But by no means do we want to implement into people that they should have a 6-step routine, because sometimes people do perfect with 2 steps or 1 step if they want.
True.
Or 10 steps, whatever they want, whatever makes them feel good, and whatever, their skin is responding positively to. But our 6-step routine includes our cleanse. So that's number 1. So that I would recommend for everyone to do, especially living in Miami. We have so much humidity outside. So we're always sort of sweating. And so that could really clog your pores. So doing a cleanse, we actually love a double cleanse. So a double cleanse is starting with an oil cleanser. And then, so oil, it sounds a little strange at the beginning, but you apply it to dry skin and you sort of give yourself a nice facial massage. And this will melt away your makeup and your SPF, because oil dissolves oil. So that's a really nice way to sort of start your evening routine. And then you'll go in with your second cleanse. And depending on your skin type, you can either go for a creamy cleanser if you're more dry, or maybe a bit of a more foaming or brightening one, or something more active if you have acne prone skin, something like that. And then the second step after the oil cleansing and the regular cleanse would be your toner. And this, we think of toners like in the 90s of like those harsh alcohol toners. No, so the toners that you want to be looking for are really hydrating and nourishing to the skin. And so this is really going to balance the skin before, your other products come in the mix, before your other routine. And so the toner, and then another little tip to add in there is that you always want to go from lightest to thickest consistency.
I always say the same thing.
Yeah. Because that's how if you put the thickest consistency on first on your skin, it's going to kind of create this shield, barrier. So nothing else is going to be able to enter and to really, soak in. So you want to do that. So after the toner, you want to do your serums. Yeah. So your serums are super important. And that would be a step that if somebody really wants to invest in one skincare product, I would go for a serum, because your serum is really like the superfoods for your skin.
Yes.
So depending on what you want to work on, whether it's your hyperpigmentation or your brightening or your hydration, you can choose a really powerful serum to really kind of create that long-lasting effect in your skin. So that would be a really important step. Then there's your masks, for example. So that would actually come after the toner, and you could do that once a week, once every other week, whatever you feel. But masks are such a lovely way and such a lovely time for self-care as well. But it's a great way to really, work on those skin goals. So whether you do a brightening mask or a really purifying mask, and if you feel like your skin has a lot of buildup or congestion, that would be really great. And then after that, you would do your oil and moisturizer. So this really depends on your skin type and you as a person, what you gravitate to. So for
Yeah.
example, I love both moisturizers and oils.
I do too.
There's yeah, we're skincare people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some people that rather go the moisturizer route. There's some people that love their oils, their
Yeah.
facial oils, and that's what they stick to. So really, I would just recommend to try out what works for you, what you like, but they both have really great
Mhm.
benefits, and it's just to provide that layer of hydration to the skin and nourishment. And facial oils really also have a lot of antioxidants, and it's a little bit like a serum and a moisturizer in one.
Yeah.
So that's why they're very powerful. So even if you don't love oils, maybe you could try incorporating it at night if you don't want to feel like oily during the day. And then the last step would be SPF. So SPF is super important, especially living in Miami. We got so much sun every single day.
That to me is like probably the most anti-aging thing we can all do.
Definitely.
Like when I see younger people talking about their eye cream and stuff, I'm like, use SPF.
Yes.
If you have SPF, you won't need your eye cream till way later.
I know, and it's something that we forget to do.
Yeah. So I remembered what I was going to talk about. You send out a newsletter, and one of the things that you sent out in your most recent newsletter, you were talking about self-care and how self-care is such a buzzword in the industry these days, which is so true. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to do some self-care, take a bath, blah, blah, blah. But you really took it a step further, and it resonated with me. And I want you to kind of talk about that.
Yeah. So it's funny because I also struggle with this term of self-care, because I know that it can seem very commercialized. Like self-care means I need to go buy this or buy that. And those things, can help if you're creating a ritual and you want to take a bath and you put on a face mask and you feel really good after. That's a form of self-care. But really the self-care is just listening to your body, honoring your emotions.
Totally.
And doing the work that you need to do to feel like your highest self and feel balanced and just bring the best out of you every single day. And so that's really self-care. So it's really listening to yourself of what you need. And every day it changes. Like some days maybe you need to wake up and go to a workout class, and that's your self-care, taking care of your body, feeling good, feeling energized. And sometimes your self-care is not going to the workout class and sleeping 30 more minutes because you feel really tired and you really need that. And that's your form of self-care that day. Sometimes it's going to therapy, starting therapy. Sometimes it's going to see a friend, even though you really need to work an hour more, going that night and seeing a friend and talking to them. It's really kind of reading what you need at that moment and what's going to really nourish your soul.
One thing that you said in the newsletter that stuck with me about the self-care was about being our own healer.
Yes.
And I was like, wow. It was like one of those moments. And I screenshotted it and shared it because it was just, it's true. It's really listening and us being responsible for healing ourselves.
Yes. Because no one knows ourselves better than us. And sometimes we are scared of the power that we have. And so we don't listen to it. We don't listen to our intuition, even though there's something inside of us that's telling us, don't do that, stay in, do this, do that. We don't listen to it. And we try to go outside of ourselves for that healing or that fixing or that balancing. And it never really works when you go outside of yourself, when you put all your energy into one doctor or one friend or whatever it may be, or shopping or anything like that. It's just, at the end of the day, the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. And so you really need to take time to listen to yourself and nourish yourself and really look out for yourself and be your own hero and be your own healer.
So now here at Community Newspapers, we like to celebrate and talk about local businesses, which, by the way, Sana is a local owned, women owned business. any other places, like local places to give a shout out to?
Yes, I love getting my nails done
Yeah.
at Mano.
Yeah.
It's in Midtown. Have you been?
No.
So it's also a non-toxic gel,
Mm.
and it's a Japanese gel. And they really got me into nail art, so it's very fun.
Yeah.
And the owner her name is Monique. It's also women owned. She's super sweet. So
Gotta reach out to
yeah, if you're
her.
looking for a place to get your nails done, that's a really great place. I also love La Natural,
Uh-huh.
which is a pizza spot.
Uh-huh.
It's delicious. It's very plant forward. The owner is also a woman, and her name is Andreina, and she's amazing.
Great.
What else? There's so many great spots. I also love this jewelry brand called Eye of Shakti. Also women owned. That's why I love Miami. There's such great women owned businesses here.
Yeah.
And it's a really great community together, and everybody really supports themselves in the community.
That's awesome.
Also, the OG for me is Mandolin.
Oh yeah, haven't been to Mandolin.
You haven't been to Mandolin?
No.
Oh my gosh, you have to go.
Okay, this is a restaurant?
It's my favorite restaurant.
Okay, shout out to Mandolin.
Yeah, you feel like you're in Greece.
Oh,
it's
I
amazing.
love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you came. I've enjoyed going to Sana so much.
Aww.
And I'm just like, I love to share what I love. And this is definitely one of them.
Well, thank you for supporting, and thanks for having me.
And a shout out to Cat Marketing Group. Thank you for sponsoring the Women to Women show today. If you are a women-owned business or a women-centric topic that you think we should be talking about, please connect. We would love to hear from you and talk about it. So until next week, Miami, we will see you. Thanks again, Cat Marketing Group. And thank you, Valentina.
Thank you.
Thank you for creating Sana. Much success to you in the future. I'm so excited to see what's going to come.
Yes.
It's literally a massage on your face. And it's amazing.
Yeah, you can find us at sanaskinstudio.com or on Instagram. At Sana Skin Studio.
Yep.
See you at Sana.
Bye, everybody.